The backlash against Fox is playing out, and the ratings that we now have for Thursday show I don't know if you want to call it a boycott of his 8 p.m. hour, continues. They continue to have record low numbers in his spot, where Thursday previously, Tucker had pulled in 3 million. The previous Thursday, the 8 p.m. hour got half that, 1.5 million. The week before on Thursday, Tucker had gotten 334,000. This past Thursday, they got 136,000. The only reason they didn't lose to CNN in the demo that night is because Anderson Cooper got a 108,000, which is just, these numbers are basement toilet numbers, however you want to look at it. They did lose to MSNBC, and they lost to MSNBC the previous nights in the demo as well. So it's not going well for Fox News at 8 p.m. at all, which is the understatement of the year. Media Matters for America releases another mysterious outtake of Tucker on set speaking frankly. This happened last week. 2 videos were released. By whomever could it be, Irina? To the New York Times, saying in one he called a woman yummy. We have zero idea the context. It could have been his wife for all I know. Zero idea. And one, he said something like, well, my postmenopausal audience still find me attractive in this outfit. Meanwhile, when I reported this last week, all of my postmenopausal viewers, because I have a lot of them, wrote in like, yes. And none of us is offended by that, even in the least. So nice try, Fox, but you tried and failed. So they first leaked to the New York Times. This is my supposition for the record. It hasn't been yet confirmed, but I know it's them. And I know it's Irina Briganti, who runs comms and fucking hates Tucker. Sorry. She hates his guts. And it's mutual. He doesn't like her either. None of us do. Nobody likes Irina. Now, if you want to go farther left from the New York Times, you'd have to go to Media Matters for America. And they, without comment, post the following bit of Tucker complaining about what a hot mess Fox Nation is. On his set, he's not on the air. And they're trying to get him to dress differently for this interview. And he doesn't want to do it. He's kind of asking why we should be prioritizing his dress and his interview for the Fox Nation situation as opposed to his primetime show, which he wants to dress for. Here's part of the exchange.
I don't want to be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway. But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway, that's just my view. I'm just frustrated with it's hard to use that site. I don't know why they're not fixing it. It's driving me insane. We're working like animals to produce all this content, and the people in charge of it, whoever that guy's, whatever his name is, they're ignoring the fact that the site doesn't work. And I think it's like a betrayal of our efforts. That's how I feel. So of course I resent it.
All right, so let me tell you what this is about. I was talking with Melissa Francis, who came on this show last week and was a longtime Fox vet too. We talked about how the mission now has to be Tucker's audience can't go with him. These numbers at 8 p.m. are disaster for Fox. And Tucker cannot go to Newsmax, which has offered him big numbers, according to reports. Newsmax would love to have Tucker just slide on over to 8 p.m. And unlike digital media, it would allow him to remain live, which I know Tucker really likes. And there would be some reasons to do that. I could see why Tucker would say yes to that. I'm sure they're finding ways to open the bank account in new ways for Tucker. But you see, that's a threat to Fox. That actually is a real threat to Fox. And so what we have to telegraph to Chris Ruddy, who owns Newsmax, and any other potential employer is Tucker's he's difficult. He's not a team player. He rips on you from the inside, you see. He calls women, allegedly, the C word in his private messages, which were never meant to see the light of day. We need to police the way you think now, you see, even on your private time. He says bad things about the company's digital offerings. And by the way, at Newsmax, their digital offering is their strongest brand. That's where they make their money, their digital brand. So you see, he's a hassle. He's a difficult employee. He's not a team player. He rips on you from the inside. This is all an orchestrated hit job, in my opinion, and it's not a subtle one. It's not enough to fire you, Haya. You must be destroyed, and it doesn't matter how nice a guy you were, how many points you put on the board for the channel, that you brought us through the Trump years, that you were number one in your time slot, that you haven't said one negative word about us. You will be destroyed to settle some angry, bitter, internal PR hacks personal vendetta against you. And if she managed to convince the bosses, the Murdochs, that he's not good for them either, that he may have called them a name or two, so much the better, because they're the ones who make the final decisions.